can you turn the sound on? Well, here we are.
One more time.
All right. Basically, I was trying to figure out what to post on social media after my Rampage run. And then I realized like maybe y'all wanted to hear about me talking about my run while I'm watching it with you. So here we are. There's my name. Thank you, Pit Viper. Casey Brown, she's pretty cool too. Favorite Specialized jersey?
Would you go to prom with Casey Brown?
No, I like guys. So basically, I'm up there, last rider to drop, and I was just trying to focus, and I wanted to run just like my practice run. So I was visualizing a whole run and then just repeating to myself my breaking points so that I hit the drops consistently. And I just was focusing, clearing my mind, and just telling myself, be smooth and just like practice.
Were you feeling really nervous at the time?
I wasn't feeling, I honestly wasn't feeling that nervous. I kind of wanted to just go, but of course you have to wait for their cue. I would glance down at the flags, but it had been good for a while, so I wasn't really worried about wind. I had been in contact with my diggers via phone just before I was in the start gate. I had done my 30 push-ups for Jordy, ready to go, put the goggles on. They made sure I had the GoPro on, and I was honestly pretty excited. Sometimes I like to let out like a little woohoo or something as I drop in. Somebody actually told me that trick at Desert Days last year, just to kind of loosen up and feel good. I'd slid out in practice the day before, right at that first left turn, so I wanted to make sure and set up wide. I'd rolled down, and then here was my first reset. I pushed into the over the roller. I braked again there, and then rolled off the drop for the perfect speed. Just really try to brake and control into the berm because it wasn't massive. And then I went down. I really wanted a T-bog on the step up, but didn't get it in this run. This part of my run was super fun, just like cruisy onto the ridge. I was just telling myself to flow and like cruise, keep it rolling. That was kind of my practice drop for the red roll, just like creeping and pulling. Told myself to set up wide, creep and pull. I honestly have no idea what happened. I don't know why I messed up. And you could see me hit the ground a little bit there. I was really, really upset with myself. And then of course I'm looking for my bike because I want to get back on and ride. I had to ask the camera guy where the bike was because I didn't see it. And then, I had to get down to my bike. So I started walking down. Will White, one of my diggers, ran up to grab the bike as I was walking down. It's funny here, I started to cross the landing and then realized that I shouldn't because the girls are going to need to do their second runs. I didn't want to put footprints in their landings. Yeah, you can see we turn in and then go back down. And then, I still put footprints, but sorry. But yeah, then immediately got my bike and I wanted to finish it. One of my goals was to do a top to bottom, like have a clean run. It wasn't clean, but I was definitely determined to get to the bottom. I knew there were so many people there to support me, so I wanted to like look out, recognize them, and, try to get some more cheers. And then, I could definitely hear them while I was standing there, but then I repeated to myself again, just my breaking point, put the goggles on, deep breath with my arms up, let it out, and then go. I'd been super consistent on this drop, so I was really confident going off of it. Whee! Yep, and then going in, I really wanted to try getting a suey on the jump. It was pretty wild, but I tried. Then rolling into the finish line, I had thought about that moment since Rampage was announced for women. The moment of rolling into the finish corral and what that would feel like, and I was just so excited to get to the bottom. CJ ran over to me. The hugs, the happiness, it was so cool. Via, big hug. Saw some of my friends around the gate. My little girl, Sophie. She's not so little anymore. But yeah, I was just so stoked, really. I didn't know what to do. There was a big camera facing me. I didn't know if I could move or go talk to people, but I asked him. He said I could go. So I went and got some high fives. Yep. It was a pretty good feeling, that's for sure. But also a little awkward because there's just like a massive camera in your face. Yeah, got some high fives. I can't remember if they did an interview right then, but then CJ was trying to like move me along, and Todd was like, well, you were last one down and you're first one up, so you got 20 minutes. So I was like giving more people high fives, and then luckily CJ like physically pulled me away and started hiking back up the hill. That's definitely the fastest I've hiked up the hill this whole event. I stopped maybe twice with the water in my hand to take a drink and keep walking. I just wanted to get back up. I knew it was windy and I didn't have much time. So got back up there and I just wanted so bad to get a top to bottom clean run. I'm not gonna let it play the second run, but it was pretty crazy because it was horribly windy at the top. It was a terrible headwind for my upper drop, and there were no breaks in the wind up there. I was in contact via phone call and radio with Will and CJ at the bottom, and they were telling me that the drop was like pretty good. Robin was up there. I turned to her once or twice and be like, would you go in this? And of course she said no because it was so incredibly windy. But at the bottom, it wasn't as windy. And that's what I was worried about, was my big drop at the bottom. If it was a crosswind, it would have pushed me sideways to the right, which would push me into the wash and towards a car-sized boulder at the bottom, which would be surely a terrible crash. So basically, my final decision was made by me looking down at Eric. He was at the top of my upper drop, at the drop-in. I asked him to throw dirt. He let go some dirt, and then I was basically like, okay, Eric, what do I do? Give me an X or give me an O? And Eric gave me the O. So I went over to my corner and I went. I trust my diggers totally. Pretty fun fact, my breaking point on the upper drop was next to a bush. At a reset, I push in, I let go over a roller, and then at a next bush, I did my normal was like solid break, let go, roll. And with the headwind, as I had my reset and over the roller, I was rolling, felt the wind so much, I barely touched the brake. So instead of like brake, it was brake and keep rolling, and I still landed at the top of the landing. That's how windy it was. It was pretty surprising to me. So yeah, after that, I got the T-bog on the step up. So stoked. I knew it was going good. And then I got down to the same like red roll drop that I crashed on in the first run. And I was going perfect, but the wind just started tilting my bike in the air and swept the bike just enough sideways that when I landed, I had to put my foot out and fell again. And then it was done. I wasn't going to hit the big drop again because it was too windy. Let's be honest. I'd rather crash on the smaller drop than on that big drop. And that's my Rampage run. I'm pretty bummed because I really liked my run, but at the same time, I'm so happy I completed a run at Redbull Rampage. And now I'm here walking away, about to go ride at the old site. So that's about it. Thanks for watching.
What do you say, or what do you think or feel about the fact that people said if you had finished, you might have won?
When I heard, I think Hannah or somebody told me that Robin went to the top to do a second run only because she thought she would have to if I had a good run. And I was like, oh, cool, like competitive. Like, it's so cool to have somebody else up there that like really was ready to try to throw down. And I was like part of that motivation. That was a cool feeling. But the other part of it, of like, maybe I could have won the first ever Rampage. It stings a lot. Yep, it stings a lot. But at the same time, maybe it's better that I've lost the first one because I am fired up to go way bigger next year. So watch out.
Hell yeah, Chelsea, that was